Every day before school, I would miss the bus on purpose. I would take a Gojek, a motorcycle taxi up to the school gates. But instead of going into those gates, I went to the Starbucks next to campus, just to count down the hours to take another Gojek home. The school eventually realized that my absences weren't excused, so my mom would have to drive me to school. Little did she know, when I walked into those gates, I had my head down and ran into a classroom where I built a fort and hid so no one else could see me from the outside. This wasn't a monthly or weekly reoccurrence. This happened on a daily basis. This story is not just about me. An alarming and increasing rate of students are dropping out of high school every day. Every year, over 1.2 million students drop out of high school in the United States alone. That is one student every 26 seconds, or 7,000 students each day. I was born and raised in Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, until I was 15. I went to an international school that was heavily driven by academics. From early on, I knew I was different, and I despised it. I found it very hard to fit in. I struggled. I fought my depression since as early on as elementary school, and I was constantly tackling my own destructive voices, and all I and anyone needed at that state was a safe space. We learned in school that your GPA proved your worthiness as a person. Reaching that GPA was just reaching even further than the stars for me. I remember by the time that I was in middle school, I had accepted that I could never get anything above a C. But my story is not one of those "I got through it, so can you" stories. My story and our stories should empower us, empower each other. They should create change. Fredrickson, a researcher of positive psychology, found that rather telling a child to toughen up, we should assist them to cultivate positive emotions. That's how we can support the future generations and begin to question why so many of us aren't thriving in today's education systems. Imagine a throbbing pain that isolates around your joints, intense aching sensations that not even an MRI or an X-ray could pick up. And when you're already struggling, it seems like it's just another thing. Well, in 2017, 3 years and many doctor appointments later, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. For those who don't know, it's a chronic illness that causes heavy pain in the joints, caused by the way our brain processes pain signals. My fibromyalgia pains were predominantly caused by stress and my anxiety. My doctors suggested meditation and to get myself out of stressful situations. Easy as a teenager, right? At the end of my sophomore year, things in Jakarta became really bad. I was struggling with the pain in my joints, heavy depression, and my social life was not getting any better. If anything, it got worse. Something had to change. I needed not to only get better on a physical level, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We had visited Bali my whole life. From early on, Ubud was my family's second home. My parents loved the wide variety of yoga classes that Ubud had to offer. They found a place that fulfilled their yoga passions. Because it was my parents' thing at first, I didn't feel a pull to begin my own practice. I would walk in with my Jakarta lens glasses, looking at these free-spirited hippies roaming the streets and rolling my eyes, questioning what in the hell they were doing with their lives. Secretly, though, there was always something in me that wondered who these free-spirited hippies 'Spirited 'Hippies' 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 ' This change in location allowed me to pause. This time off of school showed me that my stress, dread, and pain was not who I was, and far from who I wanted to become. Taking time off of school and opening myself up to new experiences really allowed me to reconnect to who I am. It was then that I stopped despising myself and began to love myself. This is when my parents introduced me to the meditation classes at Yoga Barn. I fell in love with the practice, the philosophy, the classes, the teachers. And for the first time, I wasn't trying to avoid or hide from the learning. I embraced every second of it. Meditation helped me manage my stress, minimize my anxiety and depression, and gain strength to allow me to think clearer. Instead of pointing out the flaws of my experiences, I made the effort to find the good in them. Meditation led me to feel more gratitude in every situation, and it got me closer to my authentic self, my true identity, and the power to hold it closely. It also led me to seeing how leadership can be so empowering, so much that I decided to do my first yoga teacher training in meditation. Shortly after, I did my level 1 yoga teacher training. There I found my passion for leadership within myself. The feeling of holding space and guiding people through practice really fulfilled me. Instead of focusing on what others thought of me, I was able to focus on the quality of my life. It's easier said than done, I know, but I'm not there yet too. But through developing a consistent practice of yoga, meditation, and journaling, I was able to explore my authenticity and build the confidence within myself to follow it. My heart was full, and I wasn't sure if I even wanted to spend another 2 years to finish high school. Trusting my path in the world, I attended Greenstone. Even though there is a hatred in my heart in education systems today, there was still something in me that wanted to give Greenstone a try. I was able to study yoga for hours a week on campus and be supported by it. The community of teachers and staff were nothing but amazing and supportive, and allowed me to follow my path and finding my true authenticity and following anything and everything my heart desired. Brené Brown, my all-time favorite author, researcher, and storyteller, says it best. You either walk inside your story and own it, or you stand outside your story and hustle for your worthiness. With this in mind, I come back to my breath with a pen in hand, post-yoga practice. I write down 5 things I'm grateful for, at least 5 positive affirmations, and I say it in the mirror to myself out loud at least 5 times, followed by a meditation. With my inhale, I breathe in light. And with my exhale, I breathe out the love that I want to radiate. Healing and growing is not linear. It's not a mechanical process. It's an organic process. Like flowers and plants, we need light, love, and nourishment. Though it's up to us to want to grow, empower, create change, and be authentic. And this comes through finding strength and vulnerability to your own thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, no matter what life throws at you. So I encourage you for 1 week, 7 days, when you're ready, to invite a chunk of my routine into yours, in the hopes that you'll find some clarity within yourself and others around you too. Without the distraction of your phone or any screen, get yourself a pen and paper. In the morning, 1, Write down at least 5 things that you are grateful for and why, beginning each statement with, I am grateful for, and elaborate. What did this person, thing, or place make you feel in your body? What happened that day to make you feel grateful? Number 2, write down positive affirmations, beginning with I am. Some of mine include, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am intelligent, I am confident, I am worthy, or whatever you hope to feel, and read them out loud into a mirror and feel it inside your heart. And at night, begin summarizing your day with what you did, who you were with, and with every memory, you'll link it to the feeling that you had or still have. Write down any emotions that come up, whether it's joy that brings into your heart, or maybe it hurts it. Now here's the challenging part. For the memories that bring you any hurt, you're going to find something good within it. Whether it's a lesson to become more cautious, or maybe you'll realize that you're holding on to a feeling that's not really worth being held on to. Practice to find light in every situation. Our negative thoughts, comments, outlooks on life, people, places, or things are things that we have control over to turn around and make beautiful. Now to finish off the journaling, you'll do the same thing as what you did in the morning. You'll write 5 things, at least 5 things that you are grateful for, and at least 5 affirmations that you will read out loud into the mirror and feel in your heart. You will end both morning and evening journal entries phone-free, in silence and stillness, for at least 10 minutes, connecting to your breath and meditation, feeling and claiming that gratitude in your heart. I hope for those that find the courage and vulnerability to try this out, connect with your authentic selves, and find a sense of happiness that doesn't just last minutes or hours, but a long-term, soul-level happiness and contentment for the long term, through simply feeling gratitude. Those who know me know I'm far from perfect, but I'm here to embrace it. I'm here to embrace my imperfections, learn from my mistakes, and live my life claiming the happiness, worthiness, and positivity that we all have within us. I was finally able to take off my heavy black Jakarta lens glasses and finally see the world for how it is. It took me a while to grasp this, but the desire that we have of happiness and fulfillment won't go away until we finally love ourselves. When you don't feel like it's there, we just need to reclaim it. It's always been there, and it always will be there. For some, it takes more time than others, but once you finally put in the time, dedication, and effort into feeling more gratitude and appreciation for yourself and others, happiness follows. And man, does that feel good. Thank you.